Hey guys, how you doing? jpsarrireviews here. Now, it is clear that Sideshow Collectibles is king of the hill. They are the company that controls the collectible market like no one else. They have so many partnerships, so many licenses, and they're constantly pushing out a lot of stuff that is simply amazing. You know, there's no denying on that. You know, yeah, other companies are great, but they are the one at the top of the food chain, just bottom line. Now, in this video, I want to showcase the stuff that caught my attention recently, stuff that is on pre-order and stuff that is about to go on pre-order. So I'm going to let you know how I feel about them, you know, the good and the bad, the stuff I like, the stuff I don't like, and ultimately let you know if I think it is a wise decision to pre-order or not. So in the next couple of minutes, stay tuned. Alright guys, I'm here at Sideshow's website and I'm going to have the link in the description for those who are interested to come and look at the stuff that is on pre-order, the stuff that they have new. And I want to start first with Thanos. Really surprised by this piece. There are two versions here. You have the classic version and you have the modern version. Technically they're the same piece. The only difference is the paint application, the colors that are applied to this piece. So let's start with in this case with the classic. And as you can see right there, it's part of the Avengers Assemble. It's a 1/5 scale. The price is $5.85. I do believe it's a great price for this piece. Some people will say that's too much for this scale. I think it's fair. This, of course, is on pre-order. You can be part of the payment plan, $87.75. The estimated arrival date is between October and December, which is always subject to change. And here you had about the statue. In the end, as always, Thanos will stand triumphant. And of course, this is an introduction, 1/5 scale. You can read it all if you go to the website. Now, of course, you can see his brand is Marvel. We know that. The type is a statue. It's funny that they put this in the description. But here, the artist. It's always, I like that Sideshow always really gives honor to them because they're the ones doing the work. Martin Canali, which in my opinion, it's a phenomenal artist. It's one of my heroes in the statue collecting world. Love what Martin Canali used to do. He's the one that put Sideshow on the map, just to, you know, being honest about it, you know, back in the day. You have Igor Cato, also Kat Sapine, she's the painter. Richard Long, he's part of the designing team. Adam Smith, he did the mold and cast, so that's super cool. And he gives you, of course, all the dimensions, so that's super cool. But now let's look at the pictures because this is what really cuts my attention. As you can see, love this. At first, when I saw this, I said, I don't think the colors look so great. But now that I come to look at it, it really looks fantastic. I do think that the sculpt is more modern in itself, so it fits so well with the modern version. We're going to look at that in just a moment. But I think the color palette, even from the classic, is not bad. So whether you choose the classic or the modern, you're still going to have a really nice piece. I really love because this does have, it's kind of like a hybrid between modern but also classic. And in my opinion, that's always fantastic. It has a light up gauntlet. To me, that's super great. It really works so great with that. Really love the pose, very natural pose from the character. You have seen that in so many comics, so many covers. Really is an iconic pose. Really looks great. And you can see the interchangeable hits on this one. Love the one with the smile, but also love the angry one. Definitely this one with the smile looks more like George Perez art style, but they're both great. Look at the eyes, you know, red and then blue here. Really looks great. Love the musculature definition. The muscular definition is phenomenal. Look at that. Really love that. The dimensions, really nice piece. I really like it. I'd really like this one for sure. And that's smirk, that smile, that you like maniac smile is so gorgeous in my opinion. The piece is gorgeous. Gotta be honest, it is gorgeous. And the base is perfect. It fits so well with this collection. Another angle, very nice. Very nice on the back too. And again, as you can see, the suit is more like modern. You know, you can see that. But the colors, of course, are classic. And I know a lot of people right now, some people even are pre-ordering both because they don't know what to choose. And to be honest with you, I don't blame them. It's hard to choose when they're both great. And the colors that they use here, of course, this is Photoshop, or this is a nice photo taken by a professional. So it looks phenomenal. And of course, when you get the piece, it doesn't look like this. But we can dream on. You know, we can always dream that we're going to get that. But it looks great. You know, I don't have a complaint with that. Look at that. Very nice, different angles. Again, love this one more, this portrait more than this one. But it's so nice that you get both portraits. And what I like about this collection is that if I'm not mistaken, there's no real exclusive, so you get in the whole package. I think that's what they should do with everything. Look at that. Love that. The base is well done. It's simple but well done. The blue is very shiny, very nicely done. The colors, you know, they're so classic. The painter did a phenomenal job here. Love that. Super cool. Look at that. Angry. He's angry right there. So that's super cool. And here is a mock-up with both versions. You know, they're both great. You know, like to be honest with you, yes, this shines more, but I think the sculpt on this one fits better with this one. But now I'm undecided. I don't know what actually is better. And ultimately, I think this is what is going to decide it when you look at it. This is how they all kind of look together. This is a mock-up. All the pieces that have been released. Yes, it's nice if you want more classic, but I do believe some people are gonna go more for like the modern version because it probably fits better with this collection because it does have a little more a modern feel. Although Thor is more classic here. Black Panther is Black Panther. Hulk is, you know, Hulk. But I would say that either or you still will serve. They're gonna look fantastic. All right, we're now looking at the modern version. Same price, same estimated arrival date. Everything is the same. Same people work on this. But look at this one here. Super nice. This one looks nice. I like the background they use. It really makes this shine. And ultimately, I think, like everything else, it depends a lot on your display. If you have, I would say, a dark display, I think a dark character might not fit so well. So you might need a good light up like this. I think this one looks more menacing than the other one. I think you have to have certain level of shadows in there. Love that. And that really gives us the backdrop really gives us an idea that sometimes it's how things displayed dependent on your display, you know, how they look in your display. If you have a dark room, a dark piece might look too dark. So you need some light up. But if you want something to look dark, then of course you can stick with that. But look at that. Love the detail even in the teeth. Well done there. Really well done. Love all the bronze, the color, the weathering. Nice shading there. That's another nice picture. Of course, you know, we can see the dimensions, 1/5 scale. So it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. You can even, I would say, I wouldn't even dare, if you want like a tall Thanos, you can even showcase this with smaller pieces, like, and still gonna look good. Although Thanos is not really like a tall guy that some people have portrayed, or some newer comics are portraying it. But of course, this is the modern version, so you can kind of go for it if you have a 1/6 scale collection, and you will love, you know, to have something like that. It will fit well. I wouldn't say that it might fit well with Bowen, but it might fit well with Kotobukiya or something like that. You know, some pieces that now are coming out bigger from even custom makers. Light up feature as well. Love the detail there. Really well done. So we saw this before, but of course this is the new paint job. I love the backdrop. That purple looks good. It gives ideas of display. And again, this is the same picture we saw before right next to it. You know, they're both great. Love this one. I think this one will work best in a more light up environment. This one work best and probably in a darker environment. If that's what you're trying to achieve. You want something darker. And here you go. And again, as you can see, this fits well in this kind of modern version. Avengers Assemble are modern. Pretty much display. It's a modern display, so I think they're gonna look better on that display. But of course, it's a matter of perspective, matter of personal opinion, and matter of taste. Now, moving on from the Mad Titans from Marvel, I want to make a stop with the J. Scott Campbell Fairy Tale Fantasy Collection, and I want to talk about Cinderella. I really love J. Scott Campbell work. I've been a fan. In this channel, I have reviewed a lot of his art. But of course, Sideshow has been producing this line for quite some time. They've been producing all sort of things. So they have this new, these are I think 1/5 if I'm not mistaken. They're not that big of a pieces. And this is the new exclusive they have, the new Cinderella statue. It's a limited edition to be disclosed. It says normally they don't really have a number per se. They do sell well. It's $375, which is a real fair price. You have the exclusive with the collector edition. It's a pre-order right now. Estimated arrival is April 21 or June of 21. So it's somewhere in between. So it's going to be until next year. But I really love this one. It fits so well with what they have produced. The artists here involved, you had Adam Smith, he's Molten Cast. Kat Sapine, she's the painter. She's been painting a lot of stuff for them. You got Jack Matthews, he's a sculptor. He's been doing a lot of these pieces. Jack Matthews is a phenomenal sculptor. And of course, J. Scott Campbell designed this. Very, very nice piece. As you can see, those are pieces that they have produced in this. Alice in Wonderland, Tinkerbell, Abby Chase, that's part, of course, of the Danger Girl collection. Now, as you can see right here, the exclusive comes with the metal art print with stand. This, of course, this is done by J. Scott Campbell. Really love this. Of course, this is not for everyone. If you're a tough guy, don't like this type of thing, you think it's too girly, then of course you're not gonna go for it. But there's a lot of people like myself that love what J. Scott Campbell does, and he is definitely very good at it. And this collection is super nice. A lot of people are gonna jump on it. Of course, it's very sexy. This is not something that everyone can display or will be willing to display at home. And that's understandable, but nonetheless, look at this piece, the concept. The only concern, of course, is this. It's going to be very fragile, and that can break, in my opinion. I do see that this is going to be, you have to be very careful. If you're going to get this one, you have to be very careful where you're going to display it. Perhaps under, behind glass, because it's not going to be an easy one. But looking at the piece, it's just gorgeous. This is, I think, in my opinion, up to this point, perhaps my favorite of the ones that I like the most for the stuff that they have produced. I think this is the best so far they have produced. And the likeness is there because some pieces, sometimes with J. Scott Campbell, it's hard to resemble, it's hard to really bring to light his style. It's not an easy thing. And Sideshow has made mistakes in the past, and they have to go back to the redrawing board and resculpt certain aspects of every statue. I do believe this one matches the art so well. And as you can see, the paint job is fantastic. This is a gorgeous piece. I'm sure it's going to sell so quickly. People are going to love it. I'm loving it as it is. I don't think that it's nothing there to change. It's very sexy, of course. No one, not everyone can really display this or be willing to display this at home, but that's just the way it is. Everyone is different. Really love the base. Very classic, very simplistic, but at the same time, he has a lot of style, a lot of charm with the glass in there. Very nice. Some people might see that as a bad thing, because technically you're pretty much looking under her underwear, but it just makes everything look nicer. And it's not, I would say it does, although it's a sexy piece, I don't think it's I would say in a way offensive or in a way that is sexiest. And that's the difference. Of course, everyone has a different opinion. Some people will disagree with me, but I don't see this as a pornographic statue. Well, now I'm here at the Deadpool premium format figure. This piece is coming on pre-order today. By the time I upload this, perhaps already on pre-order. It's going live today. And a lot of people are excited. People have been talking about it throughout the week. Because, of course, Deadpool always sells. People always, are drawn to Deadpool. Some people like this. Some people are not happy because, of course, they say another Deadpool. When are we going to get other characters? I understand all the concerns. But, we have to give it to this piece. It's a nice piece. And we're going to look at all of it. And there's a lot of pictures. We're going to look at the pictures in a moment. But, of course, this is just part of the blog where they announced it earlier this week. And it's super, super cool. Now, this one, right here at the bottom, it tells us, of course, it's going live on, April 30th, around noontime, Pacific time. And the collector edition will be priced at $635. The exclusive edition, the one that comes with the extra part, is going to be $650, which in my opinion, it's fair. All right, now looking at the pictures, of course, this is the promo art, and this is a super fun piece, to be honest with you. Look at all the silverware that he's holding, kind of like Wolverine. And this is like, this is Deadpool. He's always mocking everything and everyone. So Really looks cool. This was actually sculpted by Guillermo Barbiero, a phenomenal Argentine sculptor. Many Argentine sculptors are, have done fantastic job for Sideshow over the years, and he's one of them. He's part of that Martin Canales school, and they are terrific. And look at this. Love the concept. The first thing that came to mind when I look at this picture originally was another Deadpool. That's the first thing that came to mind. It says, another one? Do we need another one? But then I realized, when looking at the piece in itself, it's not the piece's fault, that Sideshow has to produce more stuff, the same character over and over, it's just the business. But the execution is nice. Some people were making comparisons between this and previous, pieces from the Sideshow. I like this one more than I would say the last one. The first one, it's more like a museum pose. This is a dynamic pose. So definitely, if you're looking for dynamic, this is it. If you're looking for museum, then go for the first one. And the second one is dynamic, but not necessarily I was crazy because the pose is a bit, it has its challenges in the way you have to display it. And this one, I think, is going to be better to display. It's tall, of course, because it's, standing on top of that motorcycle. But here you have the different interchangeable hands, fistful utensils, which is super cool. Then the one with the katanas, very nice. Love the face. Look at this one with the katanas. Nice concept. I wouldn't say that I'm too crazy about the smoke, but I like the concept. Very nice. Some people were pointing out that this is very comic accurate. I think Deadpool overall has been always comic book accurate. I don't, every person has a different interpretation of Deadpool. I like this one. It does have a feel. It does have a combination, of course, of the movie and of course of the comic. So it works both ways. Now I gotta be honest with you. Although I love that they did this in red. Well, I love the motorcycle. I'm not crazy about the red and the motorcycle. I think it kind of blends so much with it. They could have just put a different color to that, or maybe a different tone of red. I don't know. It just, maybe I'm just seeing it wrong. I just feel that there's too much red going on. So if I have to choose something, I would change the color to strip this color, maybe to add a different color, maybe a blue, maybe an orange. I don't know. I just feel that it would feel better. I feel that they use the same, coat of paint to do it, and so that kind of takes away from the whole thing. Or maybe just, even if you leave it in red, add some other, I don't know, decals or whatever to make it look different. So that will give some sense of differences. And again, I'm not crazy about the smoke. It doesn't look like smoke to me. For some reason, Sideshow, when they do this smoke bases, or they put smoke to the bases, for some reason it never looks great. I don't know. It's like, maybe it's because, of course, you need to have that type of resin that is really strong to sustain the whole thing. I don't know. It just doesn't look like that. It looks like rocks. That's what it looks like. It doesn't look like smoke at all. They could even put some flames, because if you are doing that, definitely this has to be some flames in it. Metal, touching the ground, pretty much scraping the ground, the pavement. That's just nitpicks, but I'm just pointing in this case the stuff that I'm looking at. Does it come with interchangeable heads? I'm not so sure about it. But love the eyes, of course. Deadpool eyes. I'm a big fan of Deadpool no matter what. I collected so many different things from Deadpool, many different statues, different scales. I'm always in love with Deadpool. It's one of those characters that you can have as many pieces as you like. Some people like to collect all the stuff as possible. Love the detail, the way he's holding the katanas. They did a good job with those, gauntlets as gloves. Look at that in the back. Very cool. Not so sure what they were trying to accomplish with that. I don't know if they're based that in a comic book. The stuff that is, around his neck. The knot around his neck. Or he's escaping from something. I don't know. Look at that. The boots, really well done. More based on the more modern movie and stuff. Again, the red, not crazy about the red. Yeah, the red is fine. They should have put it like some type of decals or something just to add up to the theme. And here's exclusive, the cable doll. That's a nice touch. It's going to be nice. I think if you have to go for one, go for the exclusive cable doll, because it adds something more quirky and dorky to the whole theme, and it's super cool. I like that they constantly really recreate between all these characters. They throw in this, which is really fun. It adds to the fun factor. Now, here, look at this one. I know a lot of people are going to jump on this one. A lot of people are excited for it. A lot of people are going to sell what they have in order to get this one. And in my opinion, it's good. Again, there are a couple of nitpicks there. Also, I think looking at the whole base, the way it's standing up, also be concerned about the display. You want to put them in a display where it's fully stable, because I don't know how stable this piece is. Of course, I'm sure it's going to be very light, but you want stability overall, for, safekeeping. But not bad at all. Man, they have a lot of pictures here. Love this one, actually. I think this one is going to benefit with a lot of light up. Even if they, I don't know, it would be nice if they kind of offer you something in the background like this. Or you create one for yourself. I think that's going to be a big plus. Definitely excited for it. There are a couple of things that need change. In my opinion, they could be adjusted to be better. But overall, it's a great piece. All right, and before we go, I want to showcase this preview of the Batman Premium Format figure, the new Batman Premium Format figure that is going to go on pre-order very soon. And looking at it, it looks fine. I like the piece. It's great. I'm not going to deny it. It's nice. I like the concept. Of course, has a more Jim Lee style. It has a more classic look, and a lot of people are going to go for it. However, a lot of people are pointing out that, of course, first of all, they're saying another Batman. How many Batmans can we have? We already have plenty premium format Batmans. It's time for other characters. But it's a balancing act. We have to keep in mind that Sideshow not only caters to the existing customers, they have to cater to newer customers. And characters like this sell. And in this economy, you have to do whatever it takes, to keep customers, coming and coming. It is the way it is. And yes, Prime 1 did it. We have seen many customs on this. Even the original premium format, Batman was on top of a gargoyle. It seems that every Batman is on top of a gargoyle nowadays, whether he's standing or crouching or whatever. It's just a proven concept, and they're going to repeat it. Yes, it's a nice piece. Really like it. I know a lot of people are going to be excited. People that don't have a Batman, they want to have a Batman on a 1/4 scale. They're going to jump on this for sure. But at the same time, it's disappointing to see that there's the same thing, and there's no initiative to anything new. But I wouldn't say that Sideshow is at fault here. I think every company is at fault here. I think everyone does it, and it's part of the industry. And it's a proven fact. I think Batman has become the Iron Man or the Captain America of Bowen Designs. Back in the day, Bowen Designs, how many Iron Man they created, how many Captain Americans were created. And those are characters that sell. And as long as they sell, they're going to keep pumping those because they sell. And, people are going to buy them. It is unfortunate in one way. At the same time, is the name of the game. It's just the way it is. And as long as we are here, the only way that they can finance the obscure characters is by, pushing these characters. Well, guys, there you have it. I gotta be honest with you. I've always been impressed with Sideshow. I've been impressed with the company for years. Since I started collecting Sideshow, I would say 12, 13 years ago. It's always been impressive to see what the company has accomplished and what they're trying to do. Not only because they do have a great approach to the market, because they have so many different licenses, but also because of the artists that they contract to do the work. And they're the best in the market. They're the best in the industry. And the quality is always there. And of course, they have faced some, backlash because they have done bad things in the past, particularly with QC. But in my opinion, at the end of the day, Sideshow is still Sideshow, and people still trust Sideshow to deliver that product, the way they promise. And, that's just the way it is. Now, of course, I'm a bit sad, although I like these pieces that, I showcase in this video. I'm sad that we're getting to see, and we're constantly seeing the same thing over and over and over again. A lot of people are mentioning this on Facebook groups. It is the same thing, the same rinse and repeat. But we have to keep in mind that as any other company, their job is to be profitable, just bottom line. And right now, as the economy is going into a tumultuous place, right now we don't know what the future is going to bring. Companies are going to really keep it safe, trying to invest as much as they can and really provable causes or provable investments. So they're not going to invest in characters that are, B, C, or D listers. They have to go with the A listers. And of course, Deadpool is one of them. Thanos is one of them. Batman is one of them. So it is what it is. It is sad in one part, but the only way companies can really, I would say, finance the D listers, the B, C listers, of course, they have to invest on the A listers first. And those are the ones that sell the most. And at the end of the day, it's business 101. Might not like it, but that's just the way it is. And we have to kind of live with it and accept it. They're nice pieces, of course. Of course, there's a repetition of the same characters. But at the end of the day, we have to pick and choose. And we want in this case, the hobby, the industry to thrive. Sometimes we have to take the bullet. Just that's the way it is. But what is your opinion? What do you think about it? Do you like any of these pieces? Are you going to pass because you already have some that are better? You think they're better, the ones that you have? Let me know in the comments below. So once again, my friends, thanks for watching. God bless you. Take care. And I'll talk to you again. Bye-bye.